He's my enemy.
His name is Safin.
And what does he want?
Welcome to A Room with Many Views. Today we have Chris Langley, Bill Snyder, and Jimmy T. Today we watched No Time to Die. Chris, did you enjoy this movie?
I did.
Bill, did you enjoy this movie?
Yes, I did.
Mr. Bond, did you enjoy this movie? Chris, would you see this movie again? He said yes already. Would you see this movie again?
Yeah, I would have to make sure I had all the plot twists and turns and stuff.
Bill, would you see this movie again?
I think I would, yes. I'm not as enthralled with the movie as I think you are, but that's okay.
And to the man behind the camera, the man with no name, would you see the movie again?
I'm going to have to see the movie again, and yes, I would own it, Jimmy.
Chris, would you own this movie?
I doubt it, but who knows?
Bill, would you own this movie?
A 99-cent download, yes.
Probably when I get the 100 Years of James Bond collection, I would own this movie. Now then, I would like to say that this is a highly entertaining movie. It's one of the best Bond movies ever made. It's almost lyrical. There's actually a plot. There's more subtlety in the performances. Daniel Craig is outstanding, and I was not a Daniel Craig fan to begin with. Ralph Fiennes does a great job as well, and the rest of the cast and characters are really good. Rami Malek makes one of the best bad guys ever. Freddie Mercury, he's nothing compared to this performance.
No, he's not.
Chris, what did you think about today's movie?
I thought it was really good. I thought it was well filmed and well written and well acted, and it did have a plot. And I kept up with most of the plot. Sometimes it's a little overwhelming. So I really liked it. It was kind of science fiction-y and wanting about the future and what's going to happen to us all, because some of those things are scary and real. So I enjoyed it that way. You know what I kept thinking about a lot, particularly in the first half of the movie, is how choreographed it was. It was almost like a violent ballet. It just seemed so fluid, and it was really beautiful to just watch, if you don't mind seeing people blown up all the time or shot or anything like that.
What do you think, Bill?
Well, I agree with Chris's statement. I mean, he's the man. I'm going to agree with Chris. But it brought to mind The Hitman's Bodyguard, kind of the scene, the chasing towards the end, where they're in the Amsterdam and the canals and all that. Just the beautiful choreography, the blood and the guts and the everything. But it was done well. What struck me, because I've seen a lot of the recent Marvel movies and things, it looked like it was real stunts. I didn't see a whole lot of CGI. I think some of the helicopter scenes. But other than that, it looked like real people doing real stunts. And CGI has come a long way, but stunt people still have their jobs with this movie, and I appreciated that. I was good to see the Aston Martin DB5. To be honest, in the beginning of the movie, I cared more about the car than I did some of the characters, but they grew on me. The Walther PPK, it was nice to see that. Some of the traditional Bond music and things, it was all there. And then, I don't want to give too much away, a lot of things were very untraditional. And some of those things I didn't care for. I did, full disclosure, work commitments pulled me away from the very ending of the movie. So I didn't get to see that. So I can't ruin it for anyone because I didn't see the ending of the movie.
You didn't see the cat crawl out of the rubble? Oh, jeez.
I was rooting for that cat, too. But, yeah, overall, good movie. Not as predictable as some of the And Grace Jones held up really well. I'll just say that. And after you see the movie, you'll understand the Grace Jones reference. But some of the corny dialogue kind of fits with traditional Bond things, but it was still corny dialogue.
But you couldn't ask,
As it is.
any fan couldn't ask for any more in a movie. It was long, it had every James Bond thing in it that I know. And I haven't seen all the movies, so I can't really compare to all the movies. But it just seemed like the quintessential big goodbye to Daniel Craig as James Bond. So I think anyone who was dissatisfied with it, I would be surprised particularly if they're a James Bond fan. So
one thing that struck me in the beginning, I started thinking about other legacy films, like some of the recent Star Wars movies, where some of the main characters didn't survive the film. And I'm thinking, well, at least I know Daniel Craig's character, James Bond, will survive the film. And I didn't see the ending, so I'm assuming it all turned out well for him.
for $1, I'll take you and I'll tell you what the ending was.
But maybe, yeah.
Okay.
I've heard about
Me taking people
for
for
$1 in the back room, yeah.
On the downside of it, the last 30 minutes is incredibly loud.
Yes.
So if you're sensitive, sensitive to hearing, carry earplugs or prepare to stick your fingers in your ear. And Holly and Larry said that they can't control it, that that's actually controlled by the studios, so they can't turn the volume down.
I find a lot of movies loud these days.
Yeah.
However, I've survived them. But the other thing that I really loved about a James Bond film, and this one particularly, you go to all these interesting places and you see the cars zooming around, and I want to go to vacation there, and I like that. And I thought that was well done as well. I don't think anything wasn't well done.
Well, the Coral Islands, where the evil lab existed, was supposed to be in Japan, and it was actually in the Faroe Islands. And there was, they played fast and loose with some of the actual locations, which kind of disappointed me. But that doesn't distract from the movie at all.
Well, nothing's real in a movie, you know. So,
Really?
yeah, I tell people in Lone Pine all the time, they look for Yellow Sky, the town. And I said, oh, it's down in a studio somewhere because they all think it should be right here. I said, nothing is real. Nothing. So,
And the trivia
people maybe.
The trivia for today's movie is Ralph Fiennes, who plays M, is second cousin to Ranulph Fiennes, who Ian Fleming actually wanted to be the first James Bond. They did a screen test on him, and he came off looking like a farmer. So he was out, and Sean Connery was in. So we have 3 yes to see, 3 yes to see again, and 1.5 to own. Oh, and the guy behind the camera says,
Yeah, I'm gonna own it.
thank you for a room with many views. Go see this movie. It's fun. No Time to Die, Daniel Craig's swan song.